All right, here I am. So we have pile number 3. It's the Iron Pirate, and then the little ring, which is aventuring, I believe. So we'll go with that. The Iron Pirate can be gold or brownish. And this one is hard to see because it really looks like iron, but it's an excellent energy shield. It blocks out negative energy and pollutants at all levels, including infectious diseases. So for those of you who are really scared about this, you know, dryer ball that is not real, wear Iron Pirate is really, really good, and it will protect you. And hey, Asa, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. If you wear it around the neck, it protects all the subtle and physical bodies, deflecting harm and danger. It's a very positive stone. It overcomes inertia and feelings of inadequacy. It facilitates tapping into abilities and potential, stimulating the flow of ideas. A piece of iron pyrite placed on a desk energizes the area around it. It is helpful when planning large business concepts. This stone teaches how to see behind a facade to what is and promotes diplomacy. Sometimes I should have a huge piece of that on myself. I am just too much of a nempas, you know? I just call it how it is. Some people can't take it. I'm not mean about it. Psychologically, Iron Pirate relieves anxiety and frustration and boosts self-worth and confidence. It is helpful for men who feel inferior, has strength and confidence in themselves and their masculinity, but it may be too powerful for macho men initiating aggression. It helps women to overcome servitude and inferiority complexes. So the mental activity is accelerated by Iron Pirate, and it increases blood flow to the brain. It improves memory and recall. Cubic Pirate, in particular, expands and structures mental capabilities, balancing instinct with intuition, creativity with analysis. Now, I was looking for that, and I had a hard time finding it. I thought I had a piece somewhere. I have to look because I know I still have stuff in packages. That's the life of someone with serious pain. Emotionally, is helpful for melancholy and deep despair. And physically, it increases energy and overcomes fatigue. So if you have fatigue, like I have had for the past 2.5, 3 years, it does help. And I do carry this with me. Stuff. I have them here because then they're easy to grab and I use them for healing. It's really good to use this stuff and also go with what you feel on that day, you know. It's really awesome. It also increases the oxygen supply to the blood. So seriously, if you have problems with your respiratory system, it's a great stone to use for healing and everything. And it helps the circulatory system as well. And so does tapping, by the way. If you tap on your karate chop point alone, or just think about doing it, if you visualize things and you visualize them into, as if they were real, you actually feel them in your body. The more you do this, the better you will become. To your body is as if it happened, whether you are thinking about it or whether you're going through it. You can fool your body into thinking it's real. And this has been proven. So, even if you're injured, you can use these stones to meditate and to actually help yourselves heal faster. And I wanted to say one thing. it's also really fast acting as a stone. So for some people, like I'm not always in the mood for the stone myself. Sometimes it's too much for me. So always follow your instinct, basically. But it's really good um, to get to the root of karmic and psychosomatic diseases. So if you have something that is really deep rooted and you can't get rid of, or you have this karma that keeps coming back to you, it's also a really good stone to work with, I think. And then that one is green aventurine, is a comforter and heart healer, and a general harmonizer, protecting the heart. It brings things back into control and is useful in malignant conditions. So if you have a bad condition of whatever kind, it's a really good stone. I really like aventurine. It settles nausea, and that's also why, and dissolves negative emotions and thoughts. An all around healer, bringing in well being and emotional calm. Aventurine is a great stone. It's very positive and it brings prosperity in all kinds of things. I really think that investing in stones is one of the best things someone can do for themselves. They are so helpful and they're beautiful. And honestly, I don't know why people fight this stuff so much. It's funny. But anyway, let's start and see what's going on in this reading. Interesting. We got. I remember this. It's like. I have to go and check, but it's like the same. Almost. This is hilarious. Because I know I mixed them well. I mean. Wow. Two of Wands. Gotta make a choice. Attraction. Wisdom. And fruition. Maintain self-worth and self-esteem. Prepare for change. Live as a fully conscious being. I think you have to choose here. It's your time to actually choose to step up. That's what I see here. And also, attraction. This is not just in love. This is really to what you're meant to be doing, I think, which is heart center. Your heart center needs to be, you need to decide to go down there basically in your heart and to do things the way that really do work for your highest potential and good. Self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. Yeah, like it's again, you see how you will attract what you want in your life once you work on that. And if you had trauma as a kid and you didn't have someone there to really help you, and teach you, and you are someone who is really intelligent and sensitive, you can be quite harsh on yourself. So it's not your fault that you feel in this way. Again, I hate when people make it look like it's a guilt thing. It's not. It's good to sometimes push people because when they're stuck, you have to sort of, like shake them a bit out of it. But the truth is, nobody wants to be an asshole. It's just that's what they learned, and that's where they're stuck in. So the more we think of them as assholes, the more we're helping them being assholes. And that's a really hard part of being around those people, is that it is so easy to go down at their level and be jerks as well. Because when someone is a jerk to you, we can snap out too, right? It's self-defense. So this is what I see here. I see that you are someone who can do a lot better than that, in the sense that your vibration is actually high. You just have to choose to step into it. And the festival creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. I think you, like, once you do, also, you're probably someone who wants a relationship. You will get it, but you need to do that work for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to keep attracting losers. Because if you vibrate at the loser frequency, that's what you're going to get. The golden, even if it's like one part of you and it's your unconscious, the unconscious is very powerful. So if it's something that is rooted inside of you, it's going to keep doing that to you. Just take it from someone who went through around it many times. It does not change unless you change inside of you for real. And sometimes you work on aspects of it and then you think you're done, you go back and you're not. So then you just go back and do more. Instead of focusing on the failure, it's not a failure, it's a step forward, if anything. Because when we make mistakes, is that when we learn the most. But if you are going inside of you and you're using your heart center and you're listening to your higher self, we always need to work with our higher selves. But we always also need to accept that we are earthly beings right now. We cannot deny one side of us and be fair to ourselves. Then you cannot be fair to others. So the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. So you're also on your way to really, that attraction is also for really good. But you need to live as a fully conscious being. You are there. You are definitely someone who can do it. You just have to take the decision. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Yeah, you have to choose that. And this is the sacral, and that's the relationship. That's, the power center for our sexuality and a lot of other things. A lot of other good things. And it's a card of a magical manifesting. So if you live as a fully conscious being, you can pretty much get whatever you want. Very powerful groups here. I mean, obviously, most people follow any of this kind of stuff are healers of some sort. The universe, let's say what the universe is going to tell you. Dear you, there is always more than one side to an argument, two sides if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways to be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Today we suggest that instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Live as a fully conscious being. What that truly means is that it's not about never snapping. It's not about being perfect. People often think that being enlightened means that you're always happy. That's bullshit. You do understand that until you're still on the earth, that's utopia, right? Like the very reason for being here is to actually experience these up and downs and learn to work with them. So it's not that you reach enlightenment and then you're done. It's a daily work. People don't seem to understand this. And you will have days where you'll have some chakras that maybe are blocked. It's part of the learning. Because being enlightened is just... it's not like the arrival point. There's a lot more up there. The thing is that when we live in the moment and we understand that it's not making mistakes that is wrong, if you want to say wrong. It's not learning from them. Then they are just mistakes. But if you learn, it's not that they're lessons. I even don't like that because it sounds kind of like, pontifying or something. It's more that when we learn, we're actually growing from this experience. And it means it's not going to happen again, most likely, because we've grown from it. But we cannot grow unless we accept where we're at. That's true enlightenment. True enlightenment is accepting where you are and loving yourself because of it, not in spite of it. When you start looking at what you think is your negative into something that is actually part of you, you start integrating your parts. And that's when you start to find that unity. And it takes time sometimes. Some people do it fast. It's not a competition. It's never a competition. The universe says, dear you, there is always... Oh, and I already read that. I just stopped because I was... So today we suggest instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place. And you know you're starting to become enlightened. That's what I was going to say as well. When you start seeing more similarities in others than differences. And when you feel blue, do what I did the other day. Tap and say whatever it is you feel, the raw, uncensored feeling. As nasty as it may sound, you are tapping. You're not hurting anybody, not even yourself. You are simply working on your own blockages and releasing them. You are accepting where you are. If you try and silence your nasty feelings and thoughts, all you're doing is pushing them into your unconscious, and they will come out. And they will be nasty when they do. They'll probably be out of place and hurt someone in yourself for no reason, and it'll make you look completely stupid, which is fine. But instead of doing that, you can just tap on them. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternate plan might be laid. You cannot do this if you're triggered. So, if you are triggered and you're fighting or you're arguing or you're combative, again, start tapping on it. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. If you take one thing away from this stream is that tap on your karate chop point all the time. You feel like you're out of sort. And even when you feel great. And do it, and do it, and do it. Because it's time and consistency that will create the lasting change. And of course, the fact that once you tap, you're calming yourself, you're accessing your higher self, and you're getting all the answers you need. And I shouldn't be telling you this because I want you to come and get readings from me so I can charge you tons of money. Yes, that's my funny humor. So observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys. And some people might refuse to remain open to another's point of view. And I know this is a toughie. I know. It's not like I don't have my own issues with this. Oh, a dog just tooted. I thought, what is this deadly gas? I have to make you laugh. So, no matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore I like that, to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. So it's important to look for that common ground. But first of all, you need to reach a common ground between your earthly side and your more divine side. So you're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. We love you so much. You have a choice. And you have everything you need to get there. And you are going to get there. I see that you're someone who works hard, who is... you are definitely someone who can work on a routine. So you have to choose to do so. And love. Love is a big thing. It just keeps coming up. And be creative about the way you go around even talking to yourself. A little bit of creativity is good. So maybe, I guess, one of the things that could really help you and soothe you is doing some art, and stuff like that. Music, anything that allows your creative side to come out. you know, because that puts you in the right state, and then you can more easily tap into your heart center, most likely. You need to release the tension, basically. And I just find that it was like 2 years ago, that's when I did these little books. And I know they're nothing special. I'm not showing them to you because of anything else. But these books, I made 4 books, and I made different versions because I did one for, it's for parents and kids so they can read the same page together, just on the other side. Anyway, I did this because I love drawing and I love learning. So I took a course on how to do all this. And my intention, though, was, yes, to use art and use simple things to get children to learn to draw. And so the first one is like a child, because I wanted to inspire you. Not you, the children, to actually draw. Because if the drawings are too good, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But the bottom line is, when you draw, when you do things like this, they allow you to tap into that side of yourself. They allow your inner child to come out and basically work on yourself and that part of you that hasn't healed and hasn't had a chance to maybe express themselves. So we always have, all of us, something that we didn't get to do when we were children, and we would have liked to, maybe because we didn't have supportive parents, or maybe because we didn't speak out. Whatever it is, the reason. Search what it is inside of you that hasn't been addressed, and go ahead and do it. Try it and see how it feels to be able to do this stuff. And that's an interesting name, Young Blood. Hello. What's up? Because if you don't do that, then you're not allowing yourself to go back and learn about yourself. Learn the truth about what is it truly inside there that is hurting you, that is making you feel unsatisfied, you know? Because we cannot live a fully conscious life until we integrate those hurt parts. And it's not a race. And it's not that someone who is vibrating higher than you is better than you and worth more than you. So focus on where you are and love the journey more than anything else. And that's it. That is this reading. It went quite a bit long.